All right, this little thing might just tell you how fast or slow you're aging. No joke. It's the Hume Health Band and it tracks things like your sleep, your heart, your stress, and it even gives you a metabolic age. I've been wearing it for 2 weeks. Let's see what I found. Guys, I'm Mike. This is Mike's Deal Finder Reviews, and just a few weeks ago, I actually was able to review the Hume Health Body Pod, which is my favorite smart scale, body fat scale on the market right now, and a ton of you loved it. So naturally, we have its partner in crime, the Hume Health Band. Now, you can use the band by itself or pair it with the Body Pod for even more info. On its own, it tracks a ton of metrics. It tracks your steps, sleep, HRV, which is heart rate variability, your heart rate, BPMs. It even tracks things like stress, your body temperature, and it does have a blood oxygen meter on it as well. Pair it with the Body Pod and you get the full Nerdy Health data package, which I love. But the thing that really caught my attention is this. It has something called metabolic age and metabolic capacity. Basically, it's like a little coach on your wrist telling you if your body's progressing, staying the same, or actually declining. If you're actually in the positives, you're aging in reverse. And likewise, if you're in the negatives, maybe go take that walk. And like always, quick plug, if you use code Mike's Deal Finder at checkout, it'll save you 20% off of this guy, which is about 55 bucks off. And yes, it's HSA eligible. So in the box itself, you get the tracker, which I like to call the brain of it all. It also comes with the band, of course, and a USB-C charger. That's actually a unique charger that fits the brain or the actual tracker part of the band. The website does say it should last about 5 days on a charge. For me, like clockwork, every 4 days, it did run out of juice, so I did have to charge it. Charging only takes about an hour, by the way. I've literally worn this thing for 24/7 for 2 weeks, actually a little bit over 2 weeks, but nonetheless, I wore this everywhere. I wore it in my workouts, I wore it to sleep. I even wore it in the shower. So it is water resistant up to 100 meters. So you can actually even swim with it and still get those health metrics and that data, which I thought was super neat. And you guys, when I tell you that it is so lightweight and comfortable that I literally forget it's there, which is the opposite of how I feel about my Apple Watch. And before the comments light me up again, yes, I am aware and I know that it's technically an Apple Watch and not the iWatch. A lot of you guys did not like that I called it the iWatch before. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So like this video and give me a comment below if you actually call it an iWatch. However, I will say that at first I thought I'd compare it to the Apple Watch. Quickly, I realized that it's like apples to oranges, pun fully intended. This is actually more like the Whoop band, I thought, except for when I went to go try and purchase the Whoop band, I quickly found out that it's only available for purchase under a subscription only model. So from the beginning, you have to pay a monthly subscription in order to even obtain the Whoop band. I did not like that. The Hume Band is actually a one-time purchase. There is a premium subscription that's totally optional if you want things like AI coaching and a deep analysis, something that they call a health report card, but you do not need to actually buy the premium subscription to see all the basic data metrics that I'm going to talk about in this video. So then I thought, okay, what else can be comparable to this product that's on the market now? So I thought maybe a Fitbit. So I went and looked at the Fitbit website and it looks like their flagship model actually is a lot bulkier. It has a full screen on it, unlike the Hume Band, which is designed to be a little bit more in the background. So that was already not a fit as well. Then I was thinking maybe the Oura ring, but it's more expensive and it is a wearable technically, but it's not a band in the same sense of the Hume Band, the Fitbit, or the Whoop. The cool thing and what stands out to me about the Hume Band is that it's focused on longevity, not just how you're doing today, but how your daily habits actually shape your body for the long term and actually help you shape your health span. Most wearables have their niche, right? Like Whoop, from my research, is actually great for your daily performance metrics, and Oura is well known for its sleep tracking. Hume is actually the only one that puts longevity and turning back your biological clock at the center of its design. Diving a little bit deeper into the Hume Band and what it actually offers, from day one, it starts tracking all of your basic metrics like your steps, your heart rate, your HRV, your sleep, but it does need about 5 days to kind of get to know you a little bit, so to speak, before it can start giving you your metabolic scores. And the more you wear it, the more it actually understands you and gets to know those daily habits. So diving into a little bit of my metrics, steps are pretty standard. I'm not even really going to go over that too much, but it is a full pedometer. Now, sleep tracking, which is my favorite metric, it breaks it down into light, REM, or deep sleep. It even has your awake sections here, so you know when you wake up during the night and for how long. You can take a look at all of these metrics by the day, by the week, by the month, so you can kind of see the trends as they are. Pro tip though, when you're wearing it to sleep, just go ahead and rotate the Hume Band to the inside of your wrist just to avoid avoid it from disconnecting at night and giving you false readings. You want that connection to be solid throughout the night. Moving on to HRV, which is also known as heart rate variability. This is the time in between heartbeats. So technically higher is better. It means your body's more relaxed. My average is 93.5 milliseconds, which is actually pretty high. One of the metrics I was shocked that it could read is stress levels. Mine was an average of about 19, which is super low, shockingly. Now you can see on the trend, like the week trends, Sunday was a spike for me, but hey, life happens. Body temperature averages between 96 and 99.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I do tend to run a little bit hotter typically, but you can see on Sunday was the spike as well, which is matching to those higher stress days for me. And then blood oxygen, of course, mine ranging from 88 to 99%. If it dips below 90%, often during your sleep, it actually can signify sleep apnea. So just a heads up, the app itself will alert you to possible sleep apnea detection. Mine dropped below that 90% once on the same day of my stress and my higher body temperature, which to me tells me I might have been fighting a bug or a small cold or something like that. So no big deal. Moving over to the metabolic metrics, which I think is like the selling point for the Hume Band, something unique that I've never seen before. So metabolic momentum tells you if your body's improving or declining over time. And metabolic capacity is your daily limit for strain, good or bad. So good strain meaning like workouts, exercise, and bad strain meaning stress or lack of sleep. So the idea is to push the good strain while limiting or keeping bad strain in its place. Oh, and blood pressure tracking is actually coming out in a future update. I read this on their website. It is pending FDA approval. So glad to see it's already built in. Huge plus for me. So there you have it. Overall, I'm keeping it on. I like seeing my data, especially the sleep tracking and the metabolic scores. And I love that I don't need a subscription for the important stuff. So if you're health conscious or just want to geek out over your own stats, I recommend it. I think it's a good buy. Now, my overall health score is like between a -9 and a -8, which tells me that my body is aging, not as rapidly as like a -20 for the first 2 weeks of wearing this band. I feel like is a good starting point. It's kind of opening my eyes and giving me recommendations as to what I could be doing better, ways to improve my metabolic capacity overall. So I think it's super helpful. It's insightful and it gives you that data. So literally I'm waking up every morning and I'm just like checking my Hume Health app just to see like how good my sleep was, how much deep sleep I was able to get. It's a little bit addicting in that sense, like trying to see your health metrics and how much capacity I have for the day, how much recovery I need for tomorrow. I like that kind of data and that kind of baseline in order to plan my day. Remember, code MikeSteelFinder gets you 20% off this guy, which brings it down to about $223, and it's HSA, FSA eligible. So drop your questions in the comments, guys. I'll do my best to answer them all. Subscribe for more review videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.